Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are here for Blue Exorcist Season 3, Episode 12. So, this is the finale. Also, just as a heads up, hopefully nothing happens. I'm recording on generator power right now because I actually put out a tweet. I'm late on releasing this because we haven't had power for the past few days. This is day 3. Well, technically day 1 we lost it later in the day, so maybe you don't count that, but either way, I'm falling really behind on these videos, and the generator has been pretty stable. It hasn't shut off once in these 3 days, so I'm like, I think I might be okay. So I decided to go for it. Hopefully, if the generator shuts off and I lose power in the middle of recording, it'll probably corrupt the recording, so I'm praying that doesn't happen, but just giving you guys a heads up before we start. I'm even recording this at a different time. I plan on recording some now and then some later at my normal time, so hopefully I can play some catch up for these past days I've missed. But yeah, so last episode we learned that Shima is a double agent, and he's returned to school. So kind of playing both sides, and both sides kind of know it, right? They're like, they obviously, our side knows that the Illuminati sent Shima back here to spy on them, but I don't think the Illuminati entirely knows that he's spying on True Cross, right? They still kind of think he's on his side, but don't fully trust him. So, either way, I'm looking forward to seeing how we wrap this up with the final episode. I'm sure it's not going to be anything too crazy, probably just like summing up some of the plot lines. Maybe I'm wrong. I did see on my anime list got posted like the next part, because this is supposed to be like 3 parts, I believe, right? So these 12, another 12, and then another 12 are going to become like 24 more episodes are going to be coming essentially. So yeah, I don't know if that means it's confirmed to be coming or if they're just adding it, getting ready in case it does. But I think it probably is confirmed. So yeah, let's get started here, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, okay. That's who I thought he meant, but yeah, that's right. We left off here. I forgot about that. Saying he met with him. Hmm. The music. Saved. Huh. I mean, I guess Yuki did have his arc that got, like, erased from the storyline, right? In season 1, he had that one where he kind of went against True Cross with his, like, grandfather. But that all, like, got deleted. That actually didn't happen in the canon. So maybe this is his, like... Is this his, like, break bad moment rather than that? I'm gonna clean my glasses real fast while the opening goes. Yeah, this will be really good. If I can get... I'm gonna try to get 3... I usually only do 2 a night just to spread it out a little bit. But if I can do 3 now, if I have the time to... And then tonight I can get the one I missed yesterday, I can almost be back on track. Now that everything's like in the clear about the puppet guy, will he stay in the school? Because he's like way above them in rank or whatever, right? Hmm. So they still have their doubts. I figured they would. So many tense things. Oh wait, did they meet here? Hmm. Okay, so this is where they met, huh? At least it wasn't Yuki going to him. I thought it was Yuki, like, going to him in his own time, but it was during this. Hmm. Damn. Just burned it out of his hand. Didn't have to touch, just proximity, I guess. It's a cool shot. He's got the blue flames in his eye. Damn. Just... Huh. But they don't do that to Rin, so why would he think they'd do that to him, right? Nice. Hmm. Ooh. Interesting. Mysteries of Birth, I think, would maybe be the most alluring thing. Alright. That would definitely be tempting, I'd say. Giving the power, it's like, well, I can just train and study, right? By the way, obviously, like, you might hear the generator humming in the background, too, if you hear that. Damn. He is shooketh. They really like making him shook at the end of seasons. I don't think it happened last season, but the whole Toto incident. Wait, what's Toto? Man, I binged season 1 and 2 again, rewatching. Now I can't remember if Toto was season 1 or season 2. Yeah, I don't understand Shima very much. It seems like what he's doing is very much a hassle. But, I mean, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels, right? He enjoys it. Hmm. Yeah, I mean... Oh. Okay. He just loves playing both sides, doesn't he? I can't, I mean, the show's doing a good job of... I'm really not sure which side he's on. I'm gonna talk more about Shima in the discussion. Oh, nice. Yeah, she's been out for a while, it feels like. Yeah, Takara is the guy I called the puppet guy earlier. Seems like they're kind of split though, right? Yes, distractions. Oh, nice. Tropical Resort. Oh, come on, man. Yeah. So many people know now. Does it matter that he says it? Hmm. Oh, she would mess with her. Yep. That was back when she was treating her as like a carry mule. Oh. Oh my god. Jesus, Shura. Alright. Got a beach episode in the final episode. This is good though. I love seeing characters get to relax and just chill out at the end of some serious shit that goes down. What? What are those? Whee! That's awesome. We didn't get an answer. It's just Hmm. Oh. He just listening in. No one noticed. Too deep in conversation. Standing in the water. Oh, let's splash each other. A splash fight. What? Oh my god. Of course. There's the old Shima. That will leave one for sure. Phrasing. Cringeworthy desires. Oh! 3 wise monkeys. Oh, okay. Nice. Ah. Haul ass! Oh my god! Oh my god, no! Oh my god, what's happening? They're gonna destroy the slide, no one's gonna get to use it. I'll go get some weapons. That's fair. I didn't even think about him being in that situation. Damn. These monkeys are just madness. They left so they can clear their heads now. Don't worry, I have my gun. I'll shoot them. Good thing I remembered it all. Oh no. Yep, there it goes. I'd be pissed too. If I had to walk up all of those stairs only to fall back down them without getting to use the slide, I'd be pretty angry. It's a lot of stairs, man. Such a waste. Oh, Yuki. That's funny. Ah, worried about that. I have a feeling Rin doesn't have any. Oh, maybe he does. He can tell there's something wrong. Man, anime characters never talking about their problems. I guess that's people in general, not just anime characters. He did it just to mess with them. I wonder if he wanted them to possess Yuki. Interesting. Huh. Oh, Mephisto, you're always up to your damn tricks. Alright, so I'll watch the credits just in case it's anything after. But yeah, that was just a fun little, like, that's kind of what I expected, like, in a lot of ways, a lot of the times, like, the last arc that we just had would have went up to episode 11, and then this episode would have been like this, and then it would have ended, right? But we had that extra little episode 11 where it really covered Shima and everything he's been up to and how he got into it in the first place and all that, which was good. I liked it. But yeah, I totally forgot that we left off on that Yuki bit when I was starting the episode until we like cut to it, and then I was like, oh right. But yeah, I guess like, I don't know what he said, like, he seemed like he was angry that he looked weak, and that just makes me wonder, like, is he is he tempted to go at all? Like, it seemed like he was, but then there he was just worried about appearances and stuff. I don't know. I think it's still in the back of his mind. I don't know that Yuki necessarily cares about the power. I could be wrong, but I think it's more like, oh, ooh, okay. Uh, okay. I guess he does want to become stronger. He did, like, to get out of that room, he was like, if only I had my brother's flames, right? Alright, guys, that is officially it for episode 12. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess maybe he does want to get stronger. I mean, I've never really... I don't know. Maybe it's been there a little bit, but I've never necessarily felt like he's been, like, desiring power like that. But, I mean, he did flash back this episode to being locked in that cage, and he said, if only I had Rin's flames here with me, right? Like, I could burn through this wall. So, like, I guess that is something that's probably in the back of his mind, where he's like, you know, Rin's getting stronger and stronger, being able to control his flames, kind of, you know, becoming better than him, better than what he used to be. Like, he used to be special for being, you know, even like when Rin started at True Cross, even when he had his blue flames and everything, he couldn't control them that well, so Yuki was still like the strong one, right? Like, he was, that was his thing. He was the teacher to everybody at, I mean, I think he still is their teacher technically for the classes and everything, and it's like, that was kind of his thing, is being the strong one of the group. But now with, you know, Rin gaining that strength, he's starting to have that brother jealousy a little bit. And I mean, it even said here that he, you know, wants to protect everybody. So I don't think it's necessarily all just jealousy. I think it's just him realizing there's things that he can't do, but maybe if he had this dormant power within him, he would. So I guess I see it. I personally wouldn't be as tempted for the power as much as the mysteries of your birth. Like, Lucifer saying that to me would eat away at me, because I'd just be like, what mysteries? Like, I mean, obviously there's a bunch of mysteries for them, but like, what does he know, right? Like, could that shed some light on where I came from and who I am and who I'll become, right? So I don't know. It was definitely a an interesting thing for me, but at the end of the episode, right there after the credits, where he said, "I want to become stronger," it, you know, it seems like he hasn't really given like the mysteries of birth like a second thought too much, at least yet. But maybe we'll see more of that dynamic in the next season. Uh, but yeah, I wonder if Mephisto with those monkeys at the end there, was he seemed like he was looking at Yukio. Did he send the monkeys down hoping they'd possess Yukio, hoping he would blurt out what's been on his mind, so that way they can deal with it as a group rather than him just trying to deal with it on his own? I feel like that's like, might have been what Mephisto was trying to do, but I could be wrong. Maybe he was just trying to like mess with them. Like, he successfully had like Shima was possessed, which had him like come out with his lust and everything again like he used to be, and that kind of eased the nerves of the other people there who were questioning him. So maybe that was Mephisto's goal. Maybe he wasn't as much on Yuki as he was what's it called, as Shima, trying to get Shima integrated into the group again and trusted, so that way we can move forward from this. But I know we've known Shima's personality with like the past few episodes. He's talked about how he doesn't like to be bothered. He's a little bit lazy, and stuff like that. It's almost like, the way I take it, for me to like understand Shima, it's kind of hard for me, but because for one, like, being a double agent seems like a lot of work. Having to win the trust of both sides now seems like he's putting in a lot of work. That doesn't seem like a job for a lazy person. But I don't think it's that Shima's lazy necessarily. And I could be wrong about this. This is just my interpretation, but it seems like he just doesn't like relationships, right? Like he doesn't want to try to maintain that status quo of friend and all the things that you have to do to be friends with someone, like hang out with them, be nice to them, like I don't know. I think that's kind of what it is, and that's why it was so easy for him to become a double agent, because it allowed him to cut off those ties with his friends and just fake it rather than actually feel it, right? As a spy, he was faking it. And even now, like, he's saying he's having the time of his life even after everything, even though he's putting in all that work to try to win over both sides, to fight, to do all these things that he normally didn't like before. I think it's really just now his friends being mad at him. I almost think he likes it because he doesn't have to deal with that, right? Like, he doesn't have to deal with maintaining those connections because they're already broken. I don't know. I could be wrong. I can't think of another way it works in that you can both be lazy but also a double agent, which takes an insane amount of work, right? And you would even think, like, if he doesn't like getting into, like, the drama behind friendships and stuff, you'd think he wouldn't want to be a double agent. You would think he wouldn't want to, like, try and, you just want to, like, sustain your relationships. You don't want to, like, rock the boat, or else you're going to cause all this drama and everything that he's trying to stay away from. But at the same time, like I said, I think he's just trying to, I don't know. It's a really, like, weird thing to nail down. Like, Shima's personality is so different than anything I've really seen, I think, which is cool in its own right. I like that I can't fully understand him. I think it adds, like, it adds a layer of, like, not knowing what he's gonna do. Because, other shows, I go into these other shows and I see a character and I'm like, oh, this is, like, when you look at Izumo, she's, like, the typical, like, tsundere, right? Where she, on the exterior, she's like, oh, no, we're not gonna be friends. But then, like, on the interior, she's like, oh, no, I really want to do that, like, or maybe not be friends is, like, a more rough approach to that side of things. But it's like, basically the kind of person that has a hard time showing their emotions outward to people. So, is the way I see it. So they act, like, mean and gruff on the outside, but on the inside they're really, like, sweet and caring kind of thing, and they rarely let it show. That, like, you see that trope and you're like, oh, this is how this character's gonna be, this is how they're gonna act in these kind of different situations. But with Shima, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if he's on our side. Like, I think he is, especially with that line when he was running where he was like, sorry guys, like, you'll just have to wait for me, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said sorry guys as if, like, he was in his own mind apologizing to his friends. So I think he is on the True Cross's side, but I think if something were to flip, it wouldn't be too hard for him to flip, right? Like, if there was something in it for him on the other side, I think there's a possibility that he would, like, genuinely turn. So I could be wrong about that, but that's just kind of the vibe I got. But yeah, definitely an interesting season. This was really like a build-up of the Illuminati, right? Like, that's what this season was, and we learned who's behind it. We got to see some of their henchmen. We roughly know their goal, although the goal still doesn't super make sense to me, where they're just trying to return the world to nothing. So, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess there are doomsday cults, right? And stuff like that, and suicide cults where people just, like, they all just off themselves. So I suppose it's not too unrealistic to think that they might be okay with everything ending, even their own lives and all that. So I guess, unless there is, I mean, I do feel like there could be some other kind of, like maybe this is what they're telling people to recruit them, but there's another thing. Although, with it being such a severe thing of being like, yes, we want to reduce the world to nothingness, and it's like, well, you know, I feel like you'd have a better selling point. Like, we want to create heaven on earth where everyone can live in peace, and then you get a bunch of recruits, right? Um, so maybe they are telling the truth. Maybe they aren't lying, because I feel like they could have come up with a better lie than that. But anyway, it's certainly an interesting thing. Um, the character dynamics and everything. It was fun re-experiencing, like rewatching season 1 and 2 to get into season 3. I'm looking forward to getting into more of this because obviously, like I said, this is kind of a build-up, right? We have all these characters and now we're at the end, and it's like, okay, well, we didn't. The only thing we really wrapped up was the Godot, which thank God. Because he got like evaporated, right? Because his hair went flying, right? I remember talking about that. So yeah, he's done. So we did wrap up that little mini villain for this arc, and but now we're setting up all these different complex relationships with Yuki hiding things, and it's Yukio, right? I think Yuki is the nickname that Shiemi uses, and I just keep using that. Did I write down? I might have not written down his name because I just have known it this whole time. Unless I wrote like about him at one point. No, I didn't. That's fine. Either way. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. It definitely wasn't. It wasn't like, oh my god, that's insane. I liked the mystery of Shima. I liked that I didn't know right away whether he was on our side or not. I wasn't sure. I had an idea because a lot of the times when an anime character goes rogue like that, that's been friends for multiple seasons, usually it is like a double agent sort of thing. So I was like probably 70 to 80% sure he was a double agent. But that 20 to 30% gap there was enough for me to be like, oh, is he? Is he not? I'm not sure. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, it was a fun watch. It wasn't one of the ones where I'm sitting here like looking at the time and I'm like, oh, is this episode almost over? Like I have had some shows where I've been like that. Not any that I've reacted to, because usually I react to some of like the better stuff that's out there for the most part. But when I watch shows on my own, and I'd be like, sometimes when I start a show, I get this weird thing where I'm like, oh, I want to finish it, right? I don't want to stop midway, even if I'm not liking the show. I want to watch it all the way to the end, unless it's like an extremely long show or something. But so like I'd suffer through the episodes, and I'd keep looking at the time and be like, oh, is this one almost over, and stuff like that. So it definitely wasn't one of those, but it also wasn't like a tears in my eyes, like out of excitement over a hyped fight that's so crazy. I can't believe this shit's happening. Like My Hero has me in like tears because of how epic some of the fights are and stuff like that. Like just like tearing up out of pure hype, right? And other shows have done that for sure too. So it's like it falls in that middle category where like I enjoyed it. It's just not the best thing I've ever watched, right? But also, once again, it's a build-up, right? Like it's kind of like My Hero season 5, where it was like a build-up season for the most part, and so that one didn't have anything like crazy and epic in it either. So maybe we'll. And I mean, I don't think the show's never really done that like over the top grandiose like epicness, right? It's mainly just like about the story and the characters and who they are and how they progress and dealing with the threats that befall them. So, but yeah, overall, I enjoyed it, had fun, and I look forward to the next part, which I will probably watch. Especially since I've done this part on the channel now, I will probably unless there's something crazy coming out at the same time that needs to get priority over this, then I will probably pick this up the next time it's airing. So thank you guys so much. That's going to be it from me. I've got, as I mentioned earlier, I have a bunch more stuff to record, so I'm going to end it here. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. Link is in the description below. It should be popping up on the screen. Extra content on there that you can only get access to by supporting me, and I very much appreciate it if you do. If not, subscribing is free. That supports me as well very much. So thank you, and I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.